Have you ever been in that situation where you firmly tell yourself, that's it, I'm done, I'm going no contact, yet you still find yourself lying awake at night questioning whether you made the right choice? Maybe you've erased her messages, muted her notifications across every platform, even resisted the urge to constantly check your phone. But in spite of all that, she lingers in your thoughts. The reality is, no contact is powerful for a reason. It creates space, brings clarity, and restores control. Still, here's the twist. Not every circumstance requires you to cling to it stubbornly. There are moments when life, or maybe fate, drops a sign that ending your silence isn't weakness. It's a calculated move. Imagine this. You're resisting the urge to reach out, holding yourself steady, and suddenly something changes. Perhaps she reaches out first in a way that completely disarms you. Or maybe you notice a subtle but undeniable indication that she's different now, that the spark between you hasn't faded. That instant, that flicker of connection isn't a mistake to respond to, it's an opportunity. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact moments when breaking no contact makes sense, and when it's still nothing more than a trap. You'll discover how to recognize the signals, how to engage without looking needy, and how to spark attraction again in a natural way. Think of this as your playbook, not only for knowing when to reach out, but also for doing it in a way that keeps you in control and reignites that magnetic pull she once felt. So, if you're ready to master this delicate dance, if you want to know when the timing is right, and how to break your silence without losing your edge, then let's dive straight in. 1. The first signal. The initial indicator that breaking no contact may actually benefit you is simple, though often overlooked. She makes the first move in a way that carries meaning. I don't mean a casual hey or a random emoji. Those are distractions, not depth. What you're looking for is a message or action that shows intentional thought. Perhaps she recalls a private memory, shares something personal, or subtly hints that she misses your presence. These are clues that her emotions haven't vanished. They've just been dormant, waiting for the right spark. Now here's where many men falter. They think, finally she reached out. I must reply instantly. That's exactly how desperation sneaks in. The smarter choice is to pause, breathe, and assess the vibe behind her words. Is she playful? Is she vulnerable? Is she curious? That's your roadmap. Match her energy, but don't overextend. Keep it light, teasing, magnetic. Remember, your goal isn't simply to respond. It's to stir emotional attraction and remind her of the connection she once felt. Here's a bit of psychology. When someone initiates after distance, their brain is filled with curiosity and tension. That very tension fuels attraction. If you counter it with confidence and a touch of intrigue, you reignite her feelings without ever mentioning no contact. A real example, a friend of mine went no contact after a tough breakup. Weeks later, she texted him about an old inside joke. Instead of reacting emotionally, he sent a playful twist on the joke. She quickly responded warmly with a hint of flirtation. That single exchange reignited their chemistry. It wasn't coincidence. It was him recognizing a genuine sign and answering with calm confidence. The takeaway? Don't wait for grand gestures. It's the small, meaningful signals that matter. When you see them, breaking no contact isn't risky. It's strategically sharp. 2. Energy shift. At times, the right moment to break no contact doesn't stem from her reaching out directly. It comes from an observable shift in energy that you sense, even from a distance. Maybe her interactions with mutual friends feel different, or her social media suddenly reflects thoughts that seem connected to you. The crucial element here is emotional resonance. You perceive that your connection is still alive beneath the surface, waiting for ignition. This is where many men get it wrong. They spot a post or a comment and assume too much. But a genuine energy shift isn't about assumptions. It's about authenticity. Does she consistently share content that echoes your bond? Is there a pattern of subtle engagement rather than random noise? When her actions repeatedly reflect curiosity or vulnerability tied to your past, that's your green light. When this happens, your move should be subtle and magnetic. Don't leap into deep emotional talks. Instead, drop a playful, mysterious remark that acknowledges the energy without over-explaining. If she posts about a place you once visited, a witty nod to that memory can reignite curiosity without neediness. That's how you let her relive the pull she once felt. From a psychological lens, humans respond strongly to emotional associations. Just as a song or scent can stir intense emotions, subtle cues tied to your bond can do the same. When you tap into that resonance, her brain naturally links those good memories back to you. A true story. A guy I know stayed no contact for 3 weeks. Then she posted about a coffee shop they frequented together. Instead of overanalyzing, he sent a playful comment referencing their shared memory. She replied instantly, laughing and adding her own twist. That tiny exchange revived their connection after weeks of silence. All because he read the energy shift correctly. The lesson? Don't just watch her words. Feel the vibe, move strategically, and ride the emotional current when it flows your way. 3. Genuine change. Breaking. No contact becomes truly worthwhile when you notice authentic change in her behavior. Not just surface-level talk, but actual growth. Maybe she's owning her mistakes, showing emotional maturity, or making improvements in areas that once caused conflict. It's not about perfection. It's about evidence that she's evolved in a meaningful way. The danger here is mistaking superficial acts for transformation. Posting quotes, saying the right things, or temporary gestures don't count. Genuine change reveals itself through consistent actions, respect for boundaries, thoughtful communication, or a new level of emotional responsibility. These are the signs that reconnection could lead to something stronger than before. Your response here should be deliberate. Don't shower her with approval or appear overly impressed. Instead, acknowledge her growth with subtle intrigue. Encourage her to display this new self by asking thoughtful, lightly flirtatious questions. For example, rather than saying, "You've changed," you might say, "I noticed how differently you handled that. It's refreshing." Simple, sincere, and magnetic. From a psychological standpoint, people are drawn to growth and emotional safety. If she feels seen and validated in her progress, it deepens intimacy and reignites attraction. Case study. A friend went no contact after dealing with constant criticism. Weeks later, he noticed her tone shifting, less defensive, more playful. Instead of diving in, he acknowledged it with a casual, teasing remark. That opened the door to natural conversation, and soon their chemistry was stronger than before.